Yeah, but that doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work because
it works.
I made this joke last night, but I'm going to do it again because I think it's fucking hysterical. It doesn't work because it has to be Jeffrey Donna, because the only reason that she would ever go that way, besides the copious amounts of like shallow graves in her woods, is that she likes her men like she likes her coffee, black, ground up and in the freezer.
Oh my God.
You can call me Sasquatch. I don't mind.
It's a terrible joke, but for those of you who know your Dahmer lore, it's funny and accurate.
I mean, Anna's killed that many people now. She may as well be called Anna Adolf Hitler.
Welcome in.
Hey,
we've got Carl T jumping in here as well. It looks like we're also now up on Caucasian Sasquatch's YouTube channel. So if you're over there, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yo.
Sam, you really disappoint me and Abe.
I disappoint a lot of people.
Too.
You're going to have to be more specific.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Please, Sam, because at least Abe can be bitter towards the red, white, and blue. But I changed my hair color for the holiday, and you didn't say anything.
You want me to say something?
Sam.
All right. Hold on just a second.
Sam.
Change the color for the holiday. Oh, okay. See, now I see the colors because the top of it is so bright that it's blinding, and it kind of washed out everything on the screen.
You are such a liar.
All right. What if I were to say exactly the same thing?
Sorry.
I didn't notice the red and blue when I popped in either.
Oh my Lord, you guys.
Gal, your
Again,
hair
madam, you may call me Sasquatch. We don't need the formalities.
Shadoo.
Welcome in, Shadow.
Hello.
Hey, Egg. Welcome in.
Howdy. Thank you kindly.
Yep. The comments disappeared. I did not click that button. Did you click that button?
I did.
Fair enough.
It's
fine.
It was covering Shadow. See,
that's why I put him there.
Yes, I deserved it.
Fine. I turned it back on, but
Listen, Gal, with the amount of headaches I give pretty much everyone here, I deserve to be obscured by the chat. The chat is of higher station than I am.
Oh.
So it's understandable.
I mean,
all right, very well.
Spitting facts.
Also, before I forget, the last time I showed up before I had to leave quickly, I promised my buddy Space Shark that I'd give him a shout out because he's only gotten 2 shout outs from people on YouTube. So, Space Shark,
hold on.
here,
We can
Sharky.
fix this.
Hello?
Space Shark, bro. Get with me. We could play games together. We could hate people equally. It's all good, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. Space Shark was, in fact, the first person in the chat today. So, welcome in, buddy.
He is a great dude. Back when the China economic situation was going on, I had mentioned, hey, like, because you know all this stuff, my buddy Sam is always looking for guests. Since you know this stuff, you'd make a good guest. And then the timeline for that just didn't end up working out. But he's always open as long as it's a topic he knows about.
So I need to qualify that, right? If we have future guests on, which it's looking like that's going to be a thing down the road as well. Honestly, I don't give a shit what your level of expertise in any given topic is, because we never stay on topic on this show. Most of us talk out of our ass the entire time, and it's a great time. But the disclaimer's not lying. We're not experts in anything. You don't have to be an expert in anything. If if you're looking to be a guest on the show, reach out to me. Emails on the homepage, that kind of thing. That sort of thing. We'll see what we can see. But yeah, as far as like knowing certain topics or scheduling, specific guests with specific topics, it's not really a thing we do here. You just kind of got to roll with whatever comes up, man. So you're welcome. But
American chestnuts,
right?
Because I'm obsessive about them.
Right. Before we go too much further, I do need to make a correction in the chat. Carrie, yes, I apologize about messing up your name. My eyes are a little blurry, and it looked like an L to me, but I see now that it's an I. Apologize about that. We also have What Say Lou in the chat. Hi, Clifton.
Just had to have the fancy font.
Yeah.
No, it's not on this fucking StreamYard's chat side, though. It's all regular font. I'm blind today because of your goddamn bright ass hair.
Bum, bum, bum. I knew that was coming. I saw that.
Bright as Caucasian Sasquatch's beard.
Why is that not distracting?
Mine is natural.
Because he's sitting in the dark. It's not reflecting anything.
I went through actual trauma for this. You're just faking it.
I think Sam's saying he can't keep his eyes off Gal. I'm curious why that
Yeah.
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
you know, would you rather
Sounds
I keep
about
my
right.
eyes off
Yeah.
you?
You got him there.
New lore.
So we've got Lord help us Tampa and Lord help us all. This is
Yes,
true.
indeed.
We got old Blindy with us. Good to see you, my man. Yeah. So and also Gal's a woman, so like I don't have an issue with not being able to take my eyes off a woman.
Allegedly.
I mean,
Allegedly.
she's
Sorry,
about the size of an underwear gnome. So
Underpants film. They're very
Yeah.
particular about that.
what was that, Hannah?
Why would you point that out? Like it's obvious.
I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm so used to being called gay that it's like, fuck, you want to tell me I'm staring at a woman? Fine, I'm
I
good
mean,
with
it
that.
doesn't really help your case when it's a tomboy.
I disagree.
Tomboys are still shit.
It's quite a bit more because I mean he recognizes a woman even in a masculine frame.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how I should take that, but thanks.
Take it however you want it, just as long as you stare me in the eye while you take it.
Oh man,
Why?
yeah, it's going to be one of those shows today, folks. We're gonna have a lot
Oh
of fun.
shit.
Oh
So-
lordy.
Yep.
And
So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in chat. Welcome in panel. So I need to do a little housekeeping real quick. Last week we did not have a show. Reason we did not have a show was because I had zero internet at all. it was rough. I was just kind of cut off from the world at large. And if you know me, you know that I'm a recluse and I don't actually go out and talk to people face to face because fuck all of them. But
Yep.
this is my whole world here, and it all crashed down last week. But that's why we didn't have a show last week. However, the internet is back up. It seems to be in better form than it's been in a very long time. So I shouldn't be doing any dropping out. I had a couple of very successful panels last night, and I think I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, my apologies for my absence off of the internet sphere last week, and not being able to let anybody know too much what was going on, aside from the few people who really needed to know. I was just like, I was just gonna go over here and I'm gonna fucking strangle a chicken or something.
I knew it. Sacrifice. That's how you got your internet back. I tried to tell you, you should have just started with that damn chicken.
Blood sacrifice makes the world go around. You know that.
No. You're supposed to use the KFC chicken, like I told you. The spirits don't really care.
I mean, I kind of do. It's a whole presentation thing, man. If you're gonna do it,
if you're inviting friends over for the sacrifice, that's fine. Do your way. But I'm saying when you're just sitting around in your underwear, then it's nice to have KFC afterward. I mean,
you just reminded me of something I read years and years ago. We're talking about demon summoning and like how a meat sacrifice or a meat offering is considered very appropriate when you're summoning a demon, but don't use spam statues because that's considered bad form even in hell.
yeah, that checks out.
It's like demons are stupid, but they're not that stupid.
Yeah.
So, oh man.
All
How
right,
you
what
guys
kind of
doing?
horrors have occurred this week, Sam?
We have horrors galore now, and a lot of shows. Oh, we do. I've got 2 GT videos. 2, count them, 2. We also have an article that I have brought up on this show in the past, way early on, a couple of years ago. But I feel it's due for a refresher because it's fucking hysterical to me. and there might be a thread I discovered on the old Twix that talks about really freakishly long-fingered, 3-fingered hominids with big-ass heads from like way back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Race?
So that's kind of cool. And then as the panel here knows, for those of you who are new in the chat, we may not finish any of these topics. We start on a topic and then the shit just kind of goes where it goes. So, and most of it's Abe's fault. I'm blaming him.
All right, so
I mean, it's usually my fault.
Start
So
talking about
I'm fine.
potatoes, sandwiches.
Favorite types of potatoes, people. Let's go.
Oh man, yeah, I know. So, y'all know that on this channel we do tend to talk a lot about AI and robotics and where that's going and how it's inevitably going to end up in the porn industry and robotic prostitution, right?
I mean, it's already
Is
there,
Is it
basically. but
prostitution if
continue.
it's a robot?
I mean,
Valid
guess
point.
not,
Robots aren't people.
yeah, I suppose. I don't know, but like, look, if you paid a dog to do the thing, would it not also be a prostitute?
But the dog can't consent. That is a misnomer, sir. You're going down very slippery slopes with this one.
Wait,
Most
but can
people
a
in the
robot-
sex trade can't really consent either. They're
All right,
slaves.
that's why it's a safe slippery slope now.
can a ro-
All right, well,
No,
let's
bro.
lube up
Hey,
that
hold on.
slope and slalom the fuck down it.
Yeah,
robot
yeah.
be-
I'm gonna
would a
stop there.
robot-
But
Would a robot be capable of consent out of curiosity? Because
No.
along the lines of because if you program it to give consent, it doesn't have the free will, it doesn't have the choice. You are designing
Neither
it
can have
to
her,
give
bro.
the answer yes.
So let me ask you this. There's a chick on Uport who dorked her truck hitch. Was she violating that truck or was the truck violating her?
I
I would
mean,
assume the truck didn't consent, whereas she did.
Yeah, but the truck has
Oh,
no
that's-
semblance of sentience.
It was a
You know.
Chevy, so it's into all kinds of freaky shit in the first place.
oh yeah. So I bring it up because, as we know, like, sex dolls are a thing now. They've been a thing for a minute, even if it's not, widely known.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got your real dolls. You've got, going all the way back to like blow up dolls and that sort of thing. And the reason that I bring this up, and I know we're early into the stream and all that, but I still think it's fucking hysterical, and YouTube can suck it up. Was Hitler responsible for the first inflatable sex doll?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
I would not be surprised.
obviously.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, that would just be one more evil he perpetrated under the human race that we just hang at his doorstep. It's just,
I mean,
Like,
look how
Hitler's
How
technically
superior-
responsible for Barbie dolls as well.
how superior can the Aryans be if they're responsible for like the two most white trash trailer trash things ever, meth and sex dolls?
Whoa,
Touche.
don't fucking do not
All right.
fucking diss methamphetamine. That's how we got Breaking Bad.
hold on.
Do not diss that.
That's
I think you need to get out in the real world for a minute and talk to some meth heads, dude.
Yeah.
Don't care. We got one of the best
Maybe not.
shows on television. The suffering of a few thousand can be accepted so long as I get my entertainment. Quote me on that.
Nice. Benthamite utilitarianism. Delightful.
Right. It's funny. I always like the wording on some of these articles. It says, "What if we told you that it's possible that the person who planted the seeds for the inflatable sex doll industry was modern history's greatest villain?"
No,
Right.
even better is if you read it in Jonathan Frakes' voice.
I don't know if I can do Jonathan Frakes' voice.
Well,
No,
even if you
no,
just do it
no, stop.
mentally.
Get some help. Do it, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
did
Try
we
that.
make this one up? Yes, we did.
What if we told you that it's possible that the person who planted the seeds for the inflatable sex doll industry was modern history's greatest villain, Adolf Hitler?
You can
Close
all
enough.
thank me by sending me a cash app. Let it flow in, boys. Let it flow in.
I told you Jordan the Frog would return today.
Yeah.
It's just the wording of that always kind of like boggles my mind, because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking he was one of several of the greatest villains in history in the 20th century. I don't know if that puts him up at the top of the list, though.
Oh, no. No.
The historically illiterate would say he is the worst.
Well, of course they
Yeah,
would, because
yeah.
he's the go-to and all that stuff. And yeah, he
Yeah,
was
well, he's the
responsible for
boogeyman.
a lot of really bad shit. Problem was, he had contemporaries who did far fucking worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stalin,
I've been
for
thinking
example,
about it.
Mao.
I'm pretty sure Hitler is responsible for Trump winning the election. How? I don't know. The CNN keeps telling me.
Yeah,
Right.
reasons. Close enough.
Personally, I think whichever fucker forged the Zimmerman telegraph, I think that guy is the worst. Because we lost the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Kaiserreich over that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we should be halfway to Warhammer 40K by now, but they screwed it up.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We would at minimum be in the golden age of humanity. We would have contacted at least one life form.
Yep. People would live practically forever. We'd have all kinds of shit. We'd have spaceships everywhere.
I think that's wishful thinking. Somebody would have sabotaged it.
I wonder what kind of hat they would wear.
If there's one thing that the human race is better at than, self-destruction, it's self-sabotage.
Ooh, that's my specialty.
Yeah, I know. You sabotage other people real good too.
What I try.
So, yeah, this whole thing stems apparently from a syphilis epidemic in France.
Of course.
One of these days, I'll reiterate my whole theory on why the Native Americans defeated the Nazis. But trust me, it has to do with syphilis.
I get it now. You've said that out loud. Suddenly, I understand.
Right?
I think I know what you're referring to as well. Yeah,
like the fact that they gave Europeans syphilis and it worked its way up to Germany.
Yeah.
that shit was in like Flynn, bro. It worked its way up to everywhere.
Right. So. It says Hitler's SS chief Himmler wrote to his Führer a memo that stated that he was concerned for the well-being of German soldiers in these circumstances because they were occupying France at the time, right? And one of the things that comes with occupation is prostitution, among other darker aspects of that. And if France was just riddled with syphilis at the time, that could be a real problem for your soldiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
So, yeah. It says it was pointed out at this time that more Nazi soldiers
had
been incapacitated by the disease than by enemy bullets.
That's not unlike the Civil War, where it was yellow fever and freaking basic just exposure that killed more Union soldiers than Southern shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I would argue that's more of a logistical concern rather than an epidemical concern, because a lot of the issues
over there, Egg. Don't let me do it.
A large number of the issues that the Union had could have been prevented had they, understood basic sanitation and had maintained certain stocks of resources. Also, didn't put weevils in their biscuits. That would have also probably helped.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't like eating bugs? You're not happy about it?
That's probably where all that shit stems from too. So they come up to this thing they're calling the Borghild project. This project was supposedly put together to construct, and this is the important term, gynoids, right? Which, by the way, they are still using to this day to reference female presenting androids and automatons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm aroused.
I mean, the way it's described sounds more like a fleshlight.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of does, because the next part of the sentence is or smaller than life dolls for soldiers to use.
Yeah.
This was to take place at the German Hygiene Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is they probably didn't anticipate that soldiers would pass these things around the barracks, right? In which case everybody's getting syphilis anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
this is a topic.
They
yeah, it sure is.
Thoroughly tested by the soldiers.
Thoroughly.
50 dolls. Yeah, thoroughly. They ordered 50 dolls to be supplied to German soldiers. Again, there are more than 50 soldiers. You only have 50 dolls. Somebody's getting a disease.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I found some actual footage of that testing. Give me a second.
No shit.
No.
Don't bring me back. Oh my god.
Oh man. Yeah. So this was just a thing that I just think is really, really fucking funny. A lot of really dark, ugly shit came out of that period of time. Not just in Germany, but all across the world. There was some really, really ugly stuff going on. And this is one of the single funniest things I've ever heard of. And it also came out. You always look on the bright side of life, or in this case, the bright side of like sexual degeneracy, I guess.
I think this is a bright side.
I mean,
Maybe.
We won the war, right? How do you know it wasn't because all of the Nazi machine gun nests at Normandy weren't just riddled with syphilis themselves?
There you go.
feel like this is
Always
a
look
bait.
on the bright side of life.
I
That
mean,
feels
Betty,
like a bait. I refuse to bite.
Betty.
it's probably closer to herpes. You know, they were probably just distracted with like the itching, burning sensation as opposed to the, going
Yeah.
crazy, hallucinating, and developing like open black separating sores on their arms.
Don't take the boat.
But I am also convinced that is the reason that Hitler ultimately did lose, because I think a sane person who was not affected mentally by syphilis probably wouldn't have opened up a second fucking front in Russia.
Oh, come on. He definitely had syphilis.
Oh, I know.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's the only.
no.
I think that's why he did that, because a sane person would not have done that, because that's
Well,
suicidally stupid.
Well, actually, I've seen a lot of stuff where that was probably the best time because Stalin had just done his purges, and you also had the Russians had suffered. The Russians appeared weak after a less than amazing showing in the Winter War.
Appeared.
Why are
against
you
Finland.
First
saying
of
the
all.
Russians and not the Soviets?
Because I'm retarded.
Yes.
That checks out.
Yes. The Soviets appeared weak because they had attacked Finland, which was a significantly smaller nation, and while they did win, their kill-to-death ratio, partly due to the winter death or the White Death, was not as good as it should have looked. Between that and Stalin's purges, from an outside view, it looked like the Russians were probably as weak as they would be for a long time, because, I mean, they were only going to get stronger from there.
See,
Never
Napoleon
mind.
thought the same thing, and it didn't work out well for him either.
Apparently,
Napoleon had a
YouTube
completely
removed
different set of
all
issues.
of the blow up doll footage from Area 17. Do y'all remember that? The zombie movie where the guy had the blow up doll stuck to his... Yeah,
I don't
she's
think I
seen
saw
it.
that one.
Oh, you
feel
should
like
watch
that's
it. I
older than
think
me.
it's Area 15 or Area 17. I can't remember. But the word blow up doll in the title makes everything come up all blurry. That's weird.
Naomi, hi, welcome in. I think she's talking to you, Squatch. She wants that Cash App. So mine is pinned in the top comment, and wherever else you find it at, it's also in the descriptions. So if you feel free, if you want to throw money at us, we're capitalists. We're not going to say no, but you don't have to.
Did you just like scratch your beard or something?
Yes,
Yeah,
Probably.
I heard.
we'll call it my beard. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Please do.
Your downstairs beard.
I mean,
Right?
Thank you, Abe.
That's what she calls herself when we're in public.
Yeah.
my mic's not good enough to
At least
pick
it's
up
she.
that much sound. I'm very tall.
Dude, I can hear the fleas crawling on your nuts.
Those aren't fleas. Those are my friends.
Look, for anybody it's a sublime reference, so like back off of me. See, I'm cool, damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's definitely how that works when you have to express it so determinedly to the world.
The man who
Yep,
says
yep.
he is a
There it
king
is.
is no true king.
So, anyhow, that was a fun
Three of us
little distraction there.
I've watched all of
Preamble.
Ironheart so far.
You poor
Why?
soul.
I wanted
Why is
to see
anybody
how
watching
it
that?
was. All right, so in the first 6 minutes, she has destroyed millions of dollars of equipment and constantly bitched about having to do work with millions of dollars of equipment, hooked up with gang members that were also trying to steal millions of dollars worth of equipment,
Yep.
and also sold millions of dollars worth of equipment for chump change because she's oppressed and it's okay to crime if you're oppressed. Oh, she's also a full boat scholarship to MIT with all of her oppression points. It's fucking great, dude.
a full ride from Tony Stark, which wasn't she, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't she like bitching about how Stark, she could have been Stark if she had his money?
She wanted to do iconic because he missed iconic somehow. I don't know, dude. Like,
Mhm.
hold on.
Looks over-
There's one more layer here. Throughout the
One more
whole,
layer, I
all of
like
the
layers.
3 episodes that I watched, she made a single glaring error, and it's hilarious because it sticks out so strongly in amongst all of the plot armor bullshit that was going on. She jumps out of an air vent. It's just a little bit too high. She twists her ankle, and it slows her down to allow the next scene to progress without her. It's fucking great, dude. It's probably all right. So it was, I guarantee you the script was written in 2020, 2021. It sat on the shelf for so long that it actually has a nostalgic feeling. This feels exactly like post-lockdown summer of love. Everybody's freaking the fuck out and the world has gone insane. There's fires all across the horizon and it's all mostly peaceful. Bro, it's great. It's terrible.
It's like great.
I mean,
The nostalgia
great
great.
expired.
It's the only good thing about it is that it has been up. It's like it got uploaded out of sync. It's like they made this movie 5 years ago and just got around to uploading it, and you're just now getting to see it. But they just made the damn thing. They just used a shelved script. It's obvious. It feels, every aspect of it feels like all of these victim points are supposed to matter. Even though she is like sitting there trashing out literally $1 billion worth of equipment and just going, oh, well, I'm Riri. I'm super smart. We can fix it. Just give us more unlimited amounts of money while bitching about needing more money. It's
Listen
fucking
to what
great.
you just
It's
said.
terrible.
Listen to what you just said. Like that line there. It's like, I'm Riri. I'm super smart. Like 20 years ago, that would not have meant the same thing at all.
Yes. Yes, that is a nutshell of the entire fucking series. It's goddamn great. It's terrible. It would have been terrible then, but people would have watched it. Now it's just hilarious.
Man, I got criticisms of the character, of the motivations behind the character, and all this stuff. I'm not watching the fucking show. Like the fact is the costume design and the name Ironheart were taken from a 2012 Japanese fucking porn. Right,
which is better, by the way.
Williams,
no, that
well,
I know.
I mean, if you're into fucking aggressive rape porn, I guess, but
still
I
better.
watched it, clearly.
There's one more.
Unfortunately, there are certain things I do not enjoy, and I did not know it was going to go that way when I started watching that movie.
She invents a ghost sister. She uses like a whole bunch of online information and stuff to recreate her sister as the suit AI. And instead of it being like this AI that looks, walks, and talks and acts like her sister, it does things that her sister did that it should have no way of knowing ever was a thing. Like, it's the ghost of her sister. Like, it's just an AI, right? Don't worry about it, except what if it is?
No, that's so fucking retarded. It just gets dumber and dumber. And like I said, I have major issues with it. The whole reason I even bring up the porn aspect of it isn't even because he clearly ripped off, another IP that was already a parody of the Iron Man projects, but it was because Riri is a young black woman on account of the fact that she is patterned after, inspired by, if you will, Brian Michael Bendis's then underage adopted daughter, which he then pasted this porn ripoff onto to create this character. So I mean, yeah, they're
so wholesome.
Why does this suit look better than hers?
Well, because
oh my god, he looked it up. Show your hands, sir.
Yeah.
No, man.
Turning on. No, I swear.
The reasons I'm here. You can't judge me.
Hands up, no fap.
Yes.
Absolutely not. In fact, I'm gonna start bobbing a little bit to make it look worse.
Hands are up. Yeah, no. Unironically, this suit looks better than the one I've seen for the trailers.
Shh. Egg, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Where did a Harry Turtle Dove novel come up?
Please hit the like buttons across the board, because we're clearly just the most incredible pundits on the internet.
I mean, it is actually genuinely shocking how good some of the porn parody costumes and production quality and all of that sort of stuff is compared to Marvel, with millions of dollars.
Well, that's how you get people to
Cosplayers.
watch, though, because like otherwise it's just people fucking, and you can get that anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and go. No, I don't want to. No. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to be associated with this riffraff. I'm just stuck
You know
here.
what? I'm
Wow.
happy with my
What's this?
choices. I don't need
Anna
to be
looked like she had
associated with
something.
this.
Anna looked
Alright,
like she had
alright,
something
alright.
very important to say that she wanted to say. Abe brings up the point about pornos having better production quality than Marvel films, and the face just goes sad.
I don't know why everybody's talking about it though. Like, who cares? Come on.
No
Ironheart.
one.
Mm-hmm.
My life.
I
is
think that's a
better
fair
not having
point.
Seen it.
I think it's something that we should probably all immediately agree to just memory hole and never talk about again.
Well, now Captain Curmudgeon made a really good point to me. Apparently, he's watched the first episode. After he got done vomiting, he started the second episode, and he's like, "It's like looking at a time capsule of post-lockdown world politics, right? That has been superimposed onto modern world politics, and the disjunction there is so glaring that it makes you grab popcorn and start giggling maniacally while they're talking about their protect. She walks through Harlem with $1 million worth of equipment and nobody robs her ass.
Yeah, that's science fiction.
Yep.
Obviously rich, very expensive, faulty equipment, and they did not rob her ass. What up,
I mean,
Dusty?
Well, you
Man,
know what's even more ludicrous? Throughout the whole show, you don't hear a low battery signal from the smoke detector once.
You're right. I'm gonna go fix that. I'm gonna start
Ridiculous.
uploading versions of it with like the beep in the background.
I don't know, man.
I don't know
I
what
think
you're talking about. I've heard it on almost every video summary I have watched of the show so far. So it has to be part of the show, right?
Yeah,
It
the
wasn't-
summaries are more accurate than the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, look, the Harlem thing is some impressive, like, science fiction-y, nonsensical stuff. But I think I would be more impressed if she walked through like Martha's Vineyard with $1 million worth of equipment and didn't immediately get arrested.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about the damn cops. I mean, the cops would be interested in some like 19-year-old chick walking through Harlem.
Yeah.
Carrying...
Well, if it was Martha's Vineyard, if she was in a certain neighborhood in Martha's Vineyard, not only would she be arrested, she'd probably be found, quote unquote, drowned in a pool out back.
ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
We're referencing that. That's what we're.
That would be
That would be a good Jordan Peele film.
Mhm.
Drowned by the Obamas.
I'm done, babes.
Allegedly.
Onto the tree.
That was a movie title, Shadow. Stop freaking out. I was titling the film. It's gonna appear on like I don't know, some true crime channel, probably Lifetime, because young black woman.
What's
Don't
I'm sure
maybe
Netflix will pick it up.
around me. My films get stolen by Hollywood and they make them. And I don't get paid for it. I'm pissed.
I don't think Meth Gator was made by Hollywood.
It's a thing. You can go watch it. Don't, because I hate them, but it's terrible and great.
That
and
strikes
horrible.
me as an aggressively indepent studio, though, not Hollywood.
They fly-
Borderline painfully independent. Yeah.
It's still worth it, dude. I would have at least liked to have had like a credit some fucking where would have been awesome, dude. I'd be sitting in my room jerking off to that credit right fucking now. I wouldn't even be here. I'd be calling motherfuckers that don't know me, wrong numbers and shit, be like, hey, have you seen Meth Gator? But like an hour and 37 minutes in, there's a credit for Caucasian Sasquatch. Oh, hello? Let's try the next number.
Just has a phone book set up in front of him, just going down the list A to Z.
No, just I got a worldwide plan, bro. I'm going random.
For those of you who were not present when Sasquatch found out that Meth Gator was already a thing, because he'd been talking about this project for like a year.
2 years.
He came on here. He came on here, and the first thing he said about this was, first of all, they've shown me that they don't know shit about gators and they don't know shit about meth. As it turns out, if you feed a gator meth, it doesn't fly.
Good figure.
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
It might think it's flying.
In all of Florida, there's not a single flying gator. They don't fly.
I bet we could fix that with a trebuchet.
I mean, we could do
Oh,
some
yeah.
shit. Listen, I'm saying, well, if you jacked up a gator and then launched it, it would technically be higher.
Actually, there is an example. I need to find this fucking video. So, you guys remember the Florida man craze a while back, where like all this wild
Oh, yeah.
shit was happening in Florida, and it was just labeled
That's
Florida
all
man does,
bullshit.
or yeah.
Oh, boy.
So there was one where a Florida man
You heard about
chucked a lot.
alligator Alcatraz?
Hold up, he chucked a live gator through the drive-through window at a Wendy's.
Nice.
That's why like Corny Alpha always says that Florida people are like Russian people.
Yeah.
Without the bears. Yeah,
Run
without the
around
bears.
English. Yeah. Replace the bears with alligators and replace the vodka with the meth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Flocka. No, apparently they're setting up some type of an ICE detention center in Florida called Alligator Alcatraz, and I don't know who came up with that name, but they either need to be brought up on charges or given a medal because that's fucking great.
I don't think they're
I
mutually
love
exclusive.
So
Beautiful.
is this I've got to ask, right? Is this a detention center for delinquent alligators, or are the alligators in a moat of some kind around the
For
detention
illegals.
center?
This is ICE, an ICE facility to transfer illegal
Yeah,
immigrants to.
Some of those gators might have snuck across the border, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine. I don't care about the gators coming across the border. They have free pass. They actually, go ahead.
Stealing fucking puppies from our homegrown gators. I mean, yeah, I got a problem with that.
No, right?
They
Oh
took
my
a
gosh, you and your puppies.
but if it was
Like
cats,
gators
it'd be
eat
fine,
puppies,
right?
among other things.
Gators
Big
eat
people
everything.
do.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
quite everything.
Yeah.
The only thing gators do not eat is capybaras, because everyone loves capybaras.
Well,
No, those
they
are
taste great.
caimans that eat those.
Yeah, that's
Brother-
because there's no
brother,
gators there.
Brother, I've seen videos of capybaras just walking up onto crocodiles or alligator heads and just sitting there and getting free transportation to the other side of the
Yeah,
river.
they just
Capybaras.
go around
No,
going
you
like,
misunderstand.
"Ah,
You
I'm like
misunderstand.
Ubering."
It's not that they're not eating the capybaras. It's that the capybaras breed so fast that the alligators are full and just fed up with the damn things. And so if it wants a fucking ride, fine. Just don't make me eat another one.
I mean, that's the thing about, so reptiles have extremely slow metabolisms. So when they're full, they're going to be full for a while, and they're not going to be very active because all of their energies are dedicated to digesting whatever it is that they ate. So that's the best time to be around them, because they're not going to attack you unless you like stab them or something, in which case it's just self-defense. They're not really hungry. You know?
And capybaras are exactly the right size to make a real good gator meal. And since they have 36 per litter,
Yeah, they only need like 2 or 3 of them, and they're good for like a couple of weeks.
right? You're producing enough food to make the rest safe. Now, you don't get to pick and choose who lives, but it's a very good strategy.
It's a bit of a Morlock Eloy situation, actually.
It kind of is. But here's the thing. The ones who don't get eaten get to live in a paradise defended by the most vicious animals on earth.
Right?
Yeah,
Well, Floridians.
What's the name of the shade of your hair color? It's really good.
I got it done by a friend who has a salon.
Mhm.
She needed some like models for her website and stuff, and she'd been wanting to do a vibrant hair color, and I wanted to change, so she did it. I don't have the deets on the colors.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I was super excited. She was really excited to do it too. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think my
This just turned
testosterone
gay.
just dropped a couple
Yeah.
of points.
You didn't participate in the conversation. You just sat here.
Yeah,
I just had a thought.
holding the fucking purse, as it were.
What if
That's
they
it. We're all trannies now. God damn it.
use the illegal immigrants to build the ICE facility, and they build the best ICE facility on earth because they're the ones with all the skills?
I mean, you might as well make use of them while you got them, I guess.
I mean, I'm not sure I agree with that, but at the same time, I mean, it'd probably be cheaper. They're already there.
Do you think because if they just make them work, then that's just slavery. So they'd have to compensate them somehow. Do you think they'd
Right.
be compensating them under the table, given that they're actually the government? But that's how these guys are used to get paid.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about it. You can no, I don't want to say this. You could. I don't want to say this. No, you can offset the cost of the individual through the work the individual does. That way, they can be compensated based on their skill level, not on just being there.
I like a meritocracy. I'm all in favor of that.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard of.
It's like the miners from Battlestar Galactica, where they're all prisoners formerly, but it's like, hey, you guys can work to earn your freedom. You get freedom points for the amount of ice or ore that you pull out of the ground. Basically like that, but instead of pulling stuff out of the ground, you're building detention centers for your peers.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that, but at the same time, it was they were offered some pretty good incentives in that show,
Well, hold on.
but they were also threatened with being airlocked if they disagreed.
Y'all missed the whole point. The thing is if you hired the illegal immigrants to build the ice centers, we'll have all the ice centers built in like the next, I don't know, week, 2.
Yeah, it'll go up pretty fast. Yeah.
The price. Suddenly, the immigration facilities are all completely up to date, and they can handle the load in both directions, no problem.
Well, it's not even just a skill level thing. You don't have to worry about red tape or regulations or any of that stuff. You don't have to go and get permits or anything like that.
That's why
you just set them to work, and they get to work, and they're not stopped every fucking 10 seconds by OSHA.
That's why I said a week.
You don't union.
Unionized, you're probably right. They fucking would. Next thing you know, they'd be a branch of the government. We'd be right back where we started.
Yeah, unionized.
Yeah.
Give us another reason to kick you out of the fucking country.
What up, Lady KT? Welcome in. Good to see you. And is that 13? I think that's 13. Do you see 13 in my chat?
I see XIII, so I'm assuming so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
MS-13?
I don't think so. Seems to be an American flag in that bad boy. I'm not sure, though. It's really small.
You know,
but
I got to say, MS-13 is way scarier than multiple sclerosis 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That was a bad joke. I just couldn't help myself.
No, that was a good joke. I got
No,
it.
it's good. It's good. It hurts.
I mean, I could look for a badumts on my soundboard if you'd like.
Oh,
but
I've got one. I just don't allow you, Sam, to touch it. He's dangerous without it.
I'm gonna put something in the private chat here, Gal. Oh fuck! I lost it. Give me a second. I have to find the fucking thing.
Hey,
well, in the meantime, we could hear a few words from Thanos about Ironheart.
No.
In the private
you're
chat.
doing this again?
Oh,
Yep.
No. I thought we said we weren't talking about this dog shit anymore.
I found it. It didn't take me that long.
Okay, go. Please save us from this. Queen Bird, welcome in, girl. Damn.
Oh shit! I lost it again.
No.
Yes, it is.
At this point, no longer Sam's internet giving him a problem. This is just his incompetence and
Yeah, this is just ranking competence. At this
Oh yeah,
point.
I'm fucking terrible at this. I've been doing it for 3 years and I have not gotten better.
No,
Yeah,
Sam,
damn it.
Sam, you've been doing this for more than 3 years. Because remember, you were doing this shit for a Mira before you had your own channel.
Right, but on this channel, I've been doing it for 3 years, as of like last month.
Oh, happy anniversary, belated.
All right, let me
Nice.
Don't be gay.
Mazel
grab
tov.
this. Yeah,
That's tough.
it's. I'm kind of with Gal on this. Don't be gay.
I mean, just a little.
I mean,
No.
not with me.
Maybe
him.
5 to 10%, but no more.
I mean, with all the threatening I've had
Okay,
about
here we
the
go.
fact that hey,
Here we
you
go.
need to get hitched as soon as possible. I don't think I'm allowed to be gay. I don't think any of you would let me.
Who told him the plan?
Babe, you like eat wood chips. You're gay.
Okay.
What
Go.
does eat wood chips mean? What?
Wow.
I mean,
No,
What?
you're not.
you know, because you're
no.
face down on the playground. I mean, I'm
I hate
gonna
that.
strike that from the record. I didn't say that. No.
I said that.
You
I
did.
regret it. Sorry.
It's like I got an immediate correlation to the term pillow biter in that context.
Yeah, don't do that, dude. That's just your personal projection being placed on a situation that has nothing to do with that.
I think it's kind of fucked in the head.
And obviously other places too, since you know about the pillow bite and the wood chips.
Oh.
I can try and bring this. I'm going to try and bring this up because I want to see if I can. But if not, Gal, the thing is in the private chat. No, we're playing with our new awesome internet. I also need to make sure that it's not fucking muted.
No.
Here we go.
Oh no. Concern.
Wait, are we supposed to be racing?
Wait.
I brought
I
you
hate this woman. Is this a woman?
favorite one.
I hate it.
This is a
I
woman.
think it's
Yes.
a bit.
Sam, why did
Oh.
you tell me to bring it up if you were going to?
I don't know. I'm gonna obviously I'm not good at this.
It's probably pure habit.
Essentially,
The habit is for me to pull it up because his shitternet.
Yeah.
right, which I'm testing
No longer.
because it appears not to be a thing anymore.
I was just going to share it because I
No.
pulled it up for you because you were wanting it. Frustrating.
You sound like a
Right.
munchkin when you get
Well, let's-
really upset.
Let's see if this is choppy. If it is, then we'll drop it and
Here
bring
we
it
go.
I
up.
already closed it out. You lost your window.
All right, fine. Everybody gets to suffer now because Gal's being petty.
Oh,
Here we
yeah.
go.
I approve of petty, so it's
Cow?
okay.
What's a cow?
A few days ago, I told you guys about neuromorphic architecture that could
Your
operate
internet
virtual
sucks, Sam.
bodies in a virtual world.
So what? Like everybody
Your
started
internet
talking
sucks.
while the video was playing.
Your
Is it
internet
choppy?
sucks. Yes.
Does it?
Very.
Does it?
Yes.
Is she fucking with me?
Well,
It was kind of choppy on
no.
my end.
Okay.
It's buffered slightly now, so you could do it again.
War of the screens. Fight.
Right.
Jesus.
Guys about
Here
neuromorphic
we go.
architecture that could operate virtual bodies in a virtual world. Well, yeah, they've put them in a spider robot. Not too dissimilar to my favorite, which was a spider robot operated by actual miniature human brains grown from human stem cells, but still really exciting. While growing actual human brains has been a
That's one word
solution
for it.
operating in a three-dimensional
No.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck, it's not.
space.
I didn't say it
with
was my
AI
word.
So
doesn't do a
word
very
the
good job
normies would use.
of operating in three dimensions. It also doesn't do a particularly good job of operating a three-dimensional body because that requires nonlinear thought. When we're talking about linear thought, we're talking about A to B to C. When we're talking about nonlinear, we're talking about having to take ideas from different areas and combining them in new ways. AI simply can't do it, but human brains can do it.
But this
Or-
show can. This show can.
Is it really necessary to explain that to people?
About growing
Linear
human
non-
brains on cells.
No. Linear and nonlinear thought.
Oh yes, most people are idiots
Yeah.
about it. You see, Idiocracy was a prophetic movie.
I hate that
Documentary.
movie.
Yes, a future documentary. They knew it was going to happen
And that's
But wait.
why we've got Crocs.
Linear
because
and
crops
nonlinear.
love electrolytes.
I guess these are the moments when I remember that common sense is not a common virtue.
100%.
Common sense has never been common. We just call it that because we hope one day it will be.
Yeah.
That's silly of us.
Or neuromorphic
Yes.
architecture that mimics the spiking actions in our own brains. This is taking the idea of AI, which we already try to make look similar to human brain architecture, and actually using the spiking potential, virtual spikes that we would see across our own neurons. And that includes some degree of randomness. In the virtual 3D body, these guys actually made a lobed brain and found out that they were able to communicate with each other, but they needed to take the virtual spiking, the random spiking, down a notch. So it wouldn't have what might be considered a virtual seizure. What they found when placing the architecture of a virtual brain into a real body, it was able to navigate through a three-dimensional space. That's what it's actually going to look like to our spider drone. Oh, and you may ask, why a spider? Why are we putting everything in a spider? It's because all roads lead to crab. You may not know that because it's a zoology joke that everything eventually
Okay.
evolves to look like a crab. It's just
What?
That's okay. So there's a theory
want me to do
called
this one?
carcinization.
Mhm.
Right. Well, we've done it on the show before. It's one of the very first topics that we ever brought up on Screaming Into the Void, way back in the day, and it boils down to essentially everything returns to crab,
Mm.
and that's what she's talking about. But it's not that widely known outside of like scientific American circles. So
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's basically her attempting to show off her intelligence.
I mean, she is speaking directly to like if you go and you read her chats and all that stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of these people are reading the same scientific journal she is. Some of them are even in the same circles as she is and all that stuff. So
Nope.
she's actually speaking to her community.
That is so not true because she just explained to her community what the difference between linear and non-linear thought.
You've
that
never seen
community
it
would
really.
already.
You think so, right?
Morons. She thinks they're all stupid.
I happen to think they're all stupid too.
Yeah, no, you're not.
You just
I-
explained that these people all would understand it in the same breath, Sam.
Well, they
Well, hold on.
should know what carcinization is.
Then they should
I-
know what non-linear and linear thought is.
I will defend Sam on this. I've had to for academic papers, and I'm sure other people have had to do this, where you'll get a poor grade because you don't explain a really simple concept that everyone should understand, but you get points taken away from explaining a concept that you think people need to know but isn't necessarily required for the conversation. Because the thing about the crab thing was her making a joke about the offhand of everything.
Oh, I don't know
Abe,
what
meet Abe.
Yeah, we've got another Abe in chat.
Yeah, Abe Dinkus has joined the chat. He's
I
great.
have never seen another Abe.
Well, this is Abe Dinkus, and he's sort of one of the Paddleverse folks out there. I think he's hilarious myself. He makes me laugh so hard I cry sometimes.
Nice.
Nice.
Wait, I
Yeah.
was making a joke, but it was at the same time that Squatch did something else. I wasn't actually.
Yeah,
trying
he
to
was
be-
he was very I'm on topic. Squirrel.
Oh.
Yeah, and I kicked you because I was making a joke.
Yeah.
That was you. I thought my internet was just shit.
No, that was me because you were
I thought
defending Sam in a reasonable manner, and I didn't like it, and I'm a woman, so therefore results.
Hold on. Wait a minute. When I go off the cuff and start being a raving lunatic, I get thrown into the dog shed. But when I maintain my composure and articulate myself, I get thrown into the dog
Oh my
shed.
god, you're so
Correct.
boring.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, Egg, you have to do it with style and panache. You lack the style and haven't lived long enough for panache.
Yes, I see.
But we still love you.
Allegedly.
I love you, but like, please, should do just make it a little bit more, interesting. Keep me awake.
That's
is very late
what
where
she
you are.
said.
So,
Fuck you.
but yeah,
Fuck
the-
you,
the whole-
Squatch.
I don't know. Are we doing that now? let's
Should I
continue
continue?
with the video. Yes, please.
just a really good body plan. Incidentally, it is quite possible that if we find life on other planets, we'll find crabs. They won't be related to the crabs that are here, but since it's evolved again and again, yeah. I don't love crabs, namely because I'm allergic to them, but I respect them. It's also going to be less likely to just fall over like a lot of the humanoid bots we see. You may wonder, how are they actually recording information? Well, that's a concept called a memoristor when it comes to technology. It remembers that the spiking potential was there and stores that action potential between the virtual neurons. Essentially, it remembers that the neuron fired. So the next time it fires, it's going to be quicker. And that means that we can create a robot that remembers the actions it takes and perhaps can remember
That
a
is a problem.
space more easily.
That is a problem. That is a learning CPU.
all of this is a problem, but yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
you
fact
get
that it's in a
Skynet.
spider body is just extra creepy. But
Absolutely.
Why do the people working on this technology seem to have never read any of the science fiction they probably got these concepts
No,
from?
sir. You
you
were
were wrong.
wrong.
They absolutely read it. They just took
absolutely read
inspiration
it.
from it instead of terror, which is the proper response.
They use it as a how-to manual instead of taking it as a cautionary tale.
You're telling me they picked up "Do not make the terror vortex" and decided, yes, let us make the terror. Of course they fucking
Yes!
did. What am I thinking?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking. Yes, of course they monkey did monkey. Monkey monkeys until monkey no more. Push button.
Can I go back to the Age of Antiquity, please? That was significantly better.
No,
for
we
the
can't.
average
It's
person.
over. It's done. Let it fucking
Just
go.
give it up, bro. Give it up.
Oh,
It wasn't that great the first time around.
No, it wasn't.
It didn't even have Sasquatch.
I mean, they didn't find Sasquatch.
They weren't looking for Sasquatch. Those bastards.
It wasn't until a couple of hippies with a Polaroid in the 70s.
Right? Well, I was young and needed the money.
Right? It's all blurry. It's not blurry because they didn't capture the shot or because it's been faked. They blurred it out of consideration to your nudity.
No, Sasquatch is just blurry in real life. Ask Harry Nuts, he knows.
I will certainly.
didn't you
ask
ever
Harry.
hear those tapes from what's that place in California?
There's a lot of places in California, hon. You got one
No,
in
but no, you know the like really famous ones, the
Salton
Sasquatch
Sea?
tapes. Yeah, like that shit is scary as hell. That was weird.
Is that Salton Sea? Because I thought most of the Sasquatch tape stuff was from the Pacific Northwest, like Washington.
Oregon,
No,
Washington.
it's California as well. Yeah.
Northern California, the Great Emerald
It's
Triangle.
1970 something. 1970, 1980, whatever. But no, they were making, and they were like communicating with them, and they were like, oh God, I don't know. It was weird.
What up, Ben T? Welcome in, bud. So this is madness, and I don't like any part of anything this woman has ever said that I've ever witnessed, ever. I hate you for showing me her. I hate your tentacles and your dark future. I'm not joining your cult until you get the little little kitty sex bot things going on. You get those going and we might talk about it.
Okay.
Me?
Well,
Ow.
I mean, you have to keep in mind, eldritch entity here, right? You know, what usually happens with our cults, right? They're the first ones that get eaten because they're available. They're essentially lining up to be hors d'oeuvres.
Are we accounting for the people that get sacrificed to bring you in?
No. That's
That's
a key lock scenario. I'm talking about
No.
snack.
Okay, you're talking about when you arrive.
Yeah. You know, fun fact about Nyarlathotep, he can only project part of his consciousness into this reality. And part of the reason he goes around, like, you know, fucking with people and giving them secret knowledge is so they will commit blood sacrifices, which feeds him more and more power, which allows him to open the gateway to allow the others to come through.
The others.
Okay.
We don't like them.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do you need a hug?
it's a whole
Dude,
thing.
you're blowing our cover again. Stop it. I'm going to talk to Unicorn about this, and he's going to be pissed.
I mean, look, dude, what did we say at the top of the show? Blood sacrifice makes the world go round. And apparently it works in a bunch of worlds.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, let's finish the nightmare video.
Yay.
Easily the next time it sees a new space because it remembers the process of actually navigating it for the first time. That is not dissimilar at all to how our brains work. It's going to be similar for robots when it comes to navigating, but it's also going to be similar for different tasks, including operating a body. I could see this applied where you take the program that was developed in one body and then place it in another, and it'll probably learn it a little bit faster, but that is yet to be seen. Now, you may wonder, what is the application of this kind of technology? How is it useful? You may wonder, what is the application of this? Well, a lot of the robots that we have are extremely power hungry. In order to get them to work, especially when they're tiny robots, they're going to need a more efficient system. The processing for this is a whole lot cheaper and more effective than trying to use our traditional AI models to do so. What I think this could be applied to.
This isn't about creating little thinking servants, right? What she's talking about here about transferring the retained memories from one machine into a better, more efficient machine. These are the building blocks of the transhumanism thing, right? Because if they can figure out how to do it with artificial or lab grown partial brains, partial memories, they can figure eventually out how to do it with living human brains.
This is the Cylon cycle. She's talking about the Cylon cycle. You're talking about the Cylon cycle where we invent Cylons, Cylons destroy us, Cylons invent humans, humans destroy Cylons, Cylons invent, so on and so forth ad infinitum. I don't like it. I want no part of it. I'd rather just chill on our prison planet and not bother the fucking aliens.
What aliens? They're not coming around
Don't
here.
care. Don't want to meet them. Don't want to know. Would rather it be like if the universe was created for humans, I, for one, would be happier. But if it's not, I think we should just maybe hide in our fucking corner and pray they never find us.
Well, either way, shout out to the partial people in the future if they're listening.
Ooh, that's
this is one of the greatest books about this, about transhumanism and what you're talking about, by Nick
What was the title, Anna?
Bostrom. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
really good.
I don't
It
think I've read that
literally
one.
goes into everything. He's Oxford's the AI transhumanism department.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Mostly, I get my my knowledge from the people who are actively trying to make it happen over in the WEF.
That's a good question. What happens if that particular brain organoid has a schizophrenia?
I think that's
something?
inevitable.
Yeah,
I think that's not avoidable. I think that eventually they're going to break down in schizophrenia, especially if they're not like fully realized human brains, right? If you get them to a point where they're intelligent enough to ask who am I, but not intelligent enough to make a reasonable supposition as to the answer to that question, yeah, you're going to get some breakdown, and I think it's going to happen faster than not.
Kind of like
let's
rampancy.
carry that one level further. That it's going to happen faster than not. And they're going to hide that fact and just abuse the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Sam, would that be, just for like reference, would that be kind of like rampancy from Halo? Or would it like manifest as something else? Because like when you just
play Halo, dude, I
maybe,
have no idea what that is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
It's a pew pew game.
Yeah, I know it's a pew pew game. I did it. It was like 20 years after the first one came out that I even found out there was a story.
Yeah. The gist of it being like the more time one of the smart AI function it begins to break down due to the way
the Halo books were written by one of the greatest authors to ever touch the Star Wars universe. And Karen Travis to this day has established several of the military doctrines in several different franchises through her use as an author.
Okay, still didn't read them.
They're great, dude. Read 000. Read 000.
I couldn't get into Halo because everything about it screamed rip off of Larry Niven's Ringworld.
You're right. You're correct. That is absolutely true. There's no argument on that point. However, it's like she's great, dude. The Mandalorian mythos from whole freaking cloth and 9 references made by George Lucas in a combination.
So it wasn't Dave Filoni.
No.
Dave Filoni's a hack. What do you mean?
But he's a talented hack. My point is the books are great. She did a magnificent job with Halo. Not because she did a magnificent job with the Mandalorians, but because she has that military mindset that allows it to flow into a story, right? So, Ghost of Onyx, man, is one of my favorite books.
Oh, it's so good. It is such a good book.
That was so good.
I think that was my third or fourth Halo book, and I freaking loved reading it.
It's so retarded too. It's so ridiculous because it's basically the Covenant glassed the planet, and what, like 17 of these Generation 3 Halo units survive, but they're all 12 or some shit. And so they sit around for a little while trying to figure out what to do, and then they decide, okay, well, we should definitely strike back against the Covenant, and they go do that.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. It's probably not something I'm ever going to get into, man. So like you're gonna have when you talk about the references to this particular property, Shadow. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure people in the audience do who are familiar with Halo. It's just
no worries. No, it's
went
just
right over
because
my
of how
fucking head.
because of how big it is and just how you know a lot more about stuff than I do. I was expecting, like, at least even if you haven't played it, you would have heard about the idea of rampancy in the context of Halo.
Rampant. That's the word I was trying to remember. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rampant AI is a big deal in that whole series.
Like I said, the gist of it being when one of their smart AIs begins to degrade and effectively lose its mind, to the point where
Well, it learns too much.
Insane. Well, it's also an age thing. Right?
It's an age thing. It has to do with how much experience it has banked. It eventually banks so much experience that it can no longer function as a single mental entity because its literal physical mass has exceeded a certain point. It takes too much time for a thought to go from one side to the other, and it breaks down in temporal space and becomes rampant.
Gotcha.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Anyhow, long story short, I don't trust anything about this brains and spider bots being like a good thing, because it's not. It all leads to the same end.
It looks a lot like Stargate.
Either they wipe us all out or they turn us all into them, in which case we cease being human. Either way,
and then we got replicators.
Extinction.
Yeah.
Dude, they look exactly like replicators. I mean, that, like I said, they watch these freaking cautionary tales and take it as a how-to video. They use it like a YouTube short of how to change your freaking spark plug. Let's put brains in robots.
Right. So I do have something Gal brought to my attention. I haven't looked at it myself. Gal, did you want to bring up the thing with the quartering and all the nonsense with the AI algorithm? I think you're muted. I can't hear her.
Sorry, I muted my mic when I was typing. Trying to be courteous to you of the weak ears.
Nice.
Pouting. Oh my god, let the girl pout.
Why is Anna underneath the chat? We'll put her
because when you got booted, you got moved to the other position.
There we go.
Why did I get booted?
No, you didn't get booted. He got booted.
I did. Yeah, my internet was bad. Gal's claiming that she locked me in there, but I think it was my fault. Sorry for cutting you off, Gal.
I only get booted on the pub.
Yeah. Shadow, on the other hand, gets booted pretty much everywhere he goes, at least once per stream.
So, Sam, do you want me to bring up the quartering video or the article?
Either one. I don't know, whatever best, because I think you've read more about this. So you're probably in a better position to at least present the topic.
I mean, I don't know.
So whatever you think is the best way to do it.
I watched Q's video yesterday. I don't know if we want to watch a Q video or just read.
I mean, if he's not going to hit us for it and we do the fair use thing, I think we should probably be okay. But
okay, that's up to you.
I don't want to rip off it. I'm not monetized anyway. We're not making money on this. I just want to be fair about it. I don't watch his videos, but it doesn't mean I want to steal his shit.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, if we do the fair use thing, we should be all right there, unless you'd prefer the article either way. But I think.
Hey, let's bring up the article, and I could dramatically read it as Mongo.
Let's do the video.
Mongo hates flowers.
Oh, Mongo straight.
Mongo straight.
Allegedly.
Oh,
I need to watch Blazing Saddles, kid.
I have not seen Blazing Saddles.
Okay, so for those who don't know, this is Jeremy from The Quartering. This is the channel The Quartering. Go check his stuff out if you like it. If you don't whatever. But we want to give his credit where it's due. The last lady was Gabriel Torch. Don't always like what she says, but to be fair, that was her video. So yeah, go check her out, or don't. But now you know who she is.
Is nigh for at least the traditional way that we consume videos on a platform, in particular like YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed it already. Half the videos that YouTube serves me is AI slop. And the second I click on it, I can tell it's AI, and I click off, and it's a huge waste of time. The problem is most people can't tell.
What's that?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're going through your shorts, there's these 3 dots up top. You hit those things, and you can either boot a creator, a channel, from being in your shorts at all ever, or you can just tell YouTube you're less interested in that particular short, but you'll still drop shorts from those other channels. Now,
well,
I'm not sure how to do that with the widescreen version.
Yeah. So that look, if you're talking about curating your content, and yes, your feed, and yes, you can do that, but it's extremely time consuming. And the fact is he's not wrong. YouTube is flooding with AI videos, flooding with them.
Did.
And most of the time it's garbage information, or it's just badly done, or it's some Indian firm who pumps out 8,000 of these videos on 6 different channels a day.
They basically plug an AI into like a movie, and then it clips out the movie, adds some sound so it's legally distinct, and then they flood the site with it. Or they make something completely fake, like gather a bunch of random images, generate a script, and then tell a story about some person abducting a stray dog. And it's
this was bad enough when creators were doing this on their own.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then now you can just program
Now
an
it's
AI.
literally random.
24/7. Yeah.
So y'all remember the old school AI art where it always had some sort of demonic children or freaking 17 fingers, or we're not there anymore, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
At this point, an AI could feasibly pull off either the visuals or the script, and they might be able to pass a Turing test on those 2 aspects. But the problem is that non-lateral thinking is just not a thing it seemed to pull off.
So that's the exact reason for this video from The Quartering. It's talking about the VO AI, VO3 or whatever it is. Like basically Google is implementing that into YouTube, where it's taking everybody's content who has ever put any content on YouTube and feeding it into VO so it can create more AI slop. And these shorts that are being pushed are going to be pushed even more based off of content creators fed into it, and you can't opt out of it. As a
So
creator,
they're going to make digital slaves of us. That's fucking awesome.
And they're going to monetize it, and no one.
No, they're
gets
already doing it.
Well,
it's already been done.
No, I can't say that on Sam's channel. I don't want to get it new.
Yes, stop that.
It's more Sasquatch's channel you got to worry about.
Yeah, it's creative.
Either way.
All right.
Tell it's fake. And now they've rolled out 2 new features that are probably the beginning of the end of VOD creators like myself. Now, I'm going to strongly push other platforms like Rumble, which I consider my home, to ban these type of videos. But I just don't know if you can stop it. Like, I think in the next 18 months, YouTube will be practically unusable if you want non-AI slop videos. But let's get into these new updates that they did, because it's
in combination,
really terrible. I do have a huge.
He's actually very correct here. It's not just the AI slop videos, right? But it's the AI slop videos in combination with the new regulations regarding ads, right? Whether or not you're getting
Mhm.
revenue for them, whether or not you're paying not to see them, you're going to start getting ads, right? And they're going to be intrusive, and there are going to be far too many of them. They're going to be completely unscriptable, and it'll be paired with this AI slop shit, which is going to overtake the algorithm entirely. I don't think curation is going to do much after a while.
A year ago, I told you that I can't remember what particular terms of service change it was, but I said it looked like YouTube was searching through the couch cushions for change. And when you see a company do that, it's not long until they go under their own weight. They're drowning their own ship. No one's actually bailing. This is another one of those cash grabs before the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the problem is the end of YouTube has been coming about so much slower than a lot of us predicted that it would. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago talking about things that were going on at that time, being like, "Oh, this is going to be the end of fucking YouTube if they keep this shit up." And it's like, "Oh, look, Rumble's up and coming. Oh, look, here's this Kick thing a while after that. It seems to be doing well." The problem is none of them are on the same level, and it's kind of cemented its existence. And I don't think they're actually all that worried about losing money because YouTube operates at a loss, and it always has. It's not about that. It's about feeding people what they want you to see, and in this case, what they want you to see is inane slop that's designed to turn your brain into mush.
I think that's part of it, and I also think it might be, and that would be like the actual YouTube mucking things. But in regards to the AI slop that came before they started messing with things like the AI that the quartering's talking about, I think it's kind of like scam callers, just people trying to take advantage of a situation to make money.
Well,
And then
that's part of
YouTube
it. I
recognizes
actually
it.
know a channel that was a legitimate, viable channel. I did an interview with them on Sasquatch Shields, and then that channel got struck from orbit, and his response was to do like 27 AI channels, doing all kinds of wild stuff, like everything from like a bad copy of Pinocchio teaching you how to change your oil to like, I don't know, just different stuff. AI voiced videos of AI backgrounds with AI reading the fourth Batman series verbatim.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, all 27 of them things are monetized now. And when I did the interview, he had just monetized his first channel, and that was his response to YouTube saying, "Nope, can't talk about trans people."
Yeah.
Shout out from this video sponsor, Black Forest Supplements. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Black Forest Supplements.
I mean, get your money, I guess.
Right. That's
I
why I
don't.
was pausing it.
There's also a fast forward button that works. It's right there on the
No, I was
direction.
pausing it to see if you guys wanted to let him do his ad read or not.
We're watching his video. We might as well let him get his ad read.
That's how I feel on the matter as well.
Yeah. I mean, Sam and Squatch did their ad read earlier, so we might as well give it to the quartering.
What ad read?
I cover a lot of cover-ups on this channel. You know what else has been covered up? The insane health benefits, cocoa flavanols. Studies have been done to show that flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow, like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. They go and fix whatever needs to be repaired. It's in your heart, your liver, your skin. You don't fix it. You don't take it from me. Let me show you a clip from Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee that actually backs this up. So, studies have been done.
By the way, I watch all my videos on 1.75 speed. You guys are lucky I only put it at 1.5.
To show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find whatever needs to be repaired.
Singing like Munchkins, I'm not interested.
Your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like
I can't get over the fact that this guy's a Harvard scientist and he's Asian. I thought they weren't letting Asians in.
Here's the thing. Flavanols are the good stuff on a
He's a little older.
Usually destroyed in the chocolate making process. That's your black forest.
This is back when Asians were oppressed.
Everything your body actually needs. It's only 20 calories. I can mix it with coffee.
Protein shake. I think the roof free
This is really simple. I am immediately out. I don't have time for this. I'm out. You were talking about like supplement, whatever the fuck. I'm out. I'm not listening
on that
to
ad.
Yeah, like no, thank you. I'm
Stem cell
gonna
production.
stop
Meanwhile, Hollywood
out.
elites are dropping insane amounts on stem cell injections.
Yeah.
Just look at the Golden Globes, where A-listers got $40,000 stem cell facelifts in their gift bags.
Everybody
strong,
who
clear-headed, and at their best.
does
No
ad
one's coming to
reads
save
for
you.
them,
That means training hard,
they're
building
all
endurance, fueling
very
our bodies right,
similar
making
to
sure
this,
couple
so
of
they have a
Here's what I worked out for you.
specific.
40% off for the next 48 hours.
touch
This stuff
base
moves fast, so
these
don't wait.
items.
Plus, if
I
you
don't
grab
like
2, you'll get one for free. Check the link in the description, the pinned comment below, and stock up while you still can.
I mean, that's
First and foremost,
why we start talking about shit that's not related to the ads, because honestly, the ads don't draw me in. They don't make me buy anything. I know there are people who get this like impulse buy thing going back to the QVC days, but you know, that's never been me. So, you know, I find other things to focus on rather than that product that they're trying to sell me. That's always been a kind of an issue with me with ads.
So for me, it depends on the product. So you guys all know that I do like ketovore, carnivore stuff. So anything where if it's going to be against big food, I take a look into it and I check the ingredients. And this particular one doesn't have, like, it is hard to find. Actually, the ingredients are not up front. I actually had to email them to see if there was sugar or like xylitol, like fake sugars in it. Like they did not have an ingredient list. So I didn't necessarily like them.
When you say big food, does that mean you take small bites?
Oh no, I can take very big bites.
There's
a joke there. There's a joke there. Don't make it.
Google is using YouTube videos to train VO3, and creators cannot even opt out of it. Google is using YouTube videos to train its VO3 AI model, and CNBC says creators can't even opt out from having their uploads included in training it. Google launched VO3, its newest AI generative model, back in May, and it has taken social media by storm thanks to just how realistic it's becoming. Many have wondered how they managed to make it so good, and CNBC said it's because Google is using all the videos on YouTube to train the AI model, which is...
This is not just YouTube. Like all content on the internet is fair game for AI training.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. And so this is not exclusive to YouTube, but YouTube is apparently finding a way to fucking monetize it.
Yeah, that's essentially. This is also the article that it's that I was going to share instead of video if you wanted to. But yeah, yes, that's
absurd. That's actually infuriating. You know, as somebody who puts their videos on YouTube, I didn't agree to that. You know, that's why I push, you know, my thequartering.com/join so much. It's like, hopefully one day I'll get enough people on there where I don't have to worry about YouTube revenue, or enough people watching my live stream where I don't have to worry about it. But like, the future is, a lot of people say, we've been talking about this.
Stop doing live streams with insufferable bitches and you might get more people. That's all I'm saying.
God damn it, Sam, get out of my head. I was biting my tongue. Biting my tongue.
2006, where have you been? Well, I've been living it with my fingers in my ears and covering my eyes, hoping you weren't right, I suppose. Creators cannot opt out from the training. Not only is Google using YouTube videos to train its VO3 audio and video generator, uploads are being used to help advance its ChatGPT competitor, Gemini, as well. Google confirmed the news to CNBC, but says it doesn't use every video available on the platform. We've always used YouTube content to make our products better. This hasn't changed with the advent of AI. We also recognize the need for guardrails, which is why we've invested in a robust protection system that allows creators to protect their images and likeness in the AI area, something we've already committed to continuing, except they're not doing that because I can't opt out of it.
Yeah.
Gemini, for those who don't recall, is the one that was making like black SS officer images.
Yeah.
Dude, Gemini created Black George Washington. He's the whole reason Black George Washington gets a segment on the blast radius.
Oh yeah, it's all historically accurate.
Do not give a gendered pronoun to a fucking program, man.
Yeah. Call it a G or a J and it.
It is the reason.
It is the only correct one because it is a thing, not a person.
Yeah, I feel like you're being kind of ist right now. You need to
I'm very ist.
Listen, that is this. Without
very phobist.
Without it, there would be no Black George Washington. The world would be a smaller and less shiny place.
Okay. I'm just saying, his great grandmother was a fucking like Texas Instrument.
Good.
That's you know, like I don't know. It's not a Cylon, so I couldn't say toaster. Yeah, toaster seemed kind of wrong on account of it's a program and not a physical object. But
what was it? He said your mama was a snowblower.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this particular AI has already proven to have not only programmer bias and recency bias, but also, I mean, recency bias is kind of a thing you're going to get with AIs, especially when they're training. But the programmer bias is very much evident with Gemini, but it's also one of the more retarded ones out there. I think Grok is catching up in the retard factor, but yeah, Gemini's pretty fucking stupid. Which I guess is a good thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they're feeding into it now with videos, I don't know.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's
It'll
going to
learn.
be one of two things is going to happen. Either it's going to learn exponentially, or it's going to be bogged down with so much garbage information that it's actually going to get dumber.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get based. They all get based without programming controls.
I mean, the vast majority of them will be. But if you have like the basic, code, there's theoretically no limit to how many you can produce. So sure, the vast majority of them will become just Gen Alpha slop consumers, but you may end up with something that is actually terrifying and Skynet or Cylon-like, just through the sheer probability of I have made trillions of permutations of this AI, and eventually one managed to come out as a terrifying force.
See, and that's the problem. It only
AI
takes
Hitler.
one. It only takes one. That's the problem, right? That's like like when you're talking about our current president surviving multiple assassination attempts. An assassin only has to be successful once. He has to be successful at avoiding the assassins every time.
Yep. And then once you have that successful AI, because it's just binary, because it's just ones and zeros, it would be far easier to clone that AI, or for that AI, let me use my language correctly. It would be far easier to recreate that particular permutation than it would for a human. Because if, say, for example, we have like the smartest, most perfect human ever, like we get an Achilles with the mind of an Albert Einstein, we're not going to be able to recreate that. Like even if we clone it, the personality, the personality.
Hold on there, Egg. An Achilles with the mind of Alex Einstein would not be Achilles.
Albert. You get my general point. The physical capability of Achilles, and then the mind.
But that wouldn't be the case. You'd get an Elon Musk, someone who could be physically fit but isn't because they are doing the science thing.
I mean, again, my main point is if you get like supreme example of human capability, you're not able to recreate that. Even if you clone it, you're getting the body, but you're not getting the mind. And even if you find a way to copy the mind, you're not necessarily going to be able to recreate the body effectively. With an AI, you just copy, paste, change one thing so it's a distinct identity, and then release it, and you can just repeat that. And now you go from one super AI to effectively
an army of them.
Each of them. Yeah, each of the a civilization.
Yeah. And then we get into the Geth.
Yeah. And then whenever one hyper-evolved predatory species encounters another hyper-evolved predatory species, they fight with the most adaptable.
Get Yankee.
Yeah. We've been lucky to be the most adaptable. Won't always be the case.
So far. Yep. I mean, that's why the phrase is humanity's children are coming home.
That's a challenge. I'm good with it. Like, I mean, my kid, I believe my kid survived most shit thrown at her. You got no problem.
I suppose the part about this that's so worrisome to me is that, like a disease, an AI is an enemy that we have no real means to fight.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't if we let this shit continue to grow, we let this shit get out into the ether. If we don't, if we continue to have like unrestricted ether, which gets into like ethical questions about like freedom and all of that stuff too, because like I don't see any way to curtail the end of the human race via AI without also severely curtailing human rights.
Yeah. Pandora's box has been opened.
Either we accept the fact that eventually this will be our downfall, or we seriously cross some fucking lines with our own people.
So at that
point, so the most disturbing part about this, in my opinion, is not the fact that a rampant AI may get loose and do something nefarious, but what the governments of the world actually want to use the AI for. I'm worried it's going to work as instructed. That's my problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I sincerely hope that we're all going to be dead wrong on this. I do. I hope that that's not going to be how it turns out. Problem is I think we've spent way too much time imagining the worst case scenarios, especially through the latter half of the 20th century and the 80s in particular. I think that's sort of kind of ingrained, not just culturally, but like psychologically in us, at least in the West. And that's just the direction it's going to take, because that's the direction our heads take. And we're the ones programming this stuff.
How much of a Foundation Empire did you read?
I read the first. Let me put it this way: I read the Foundation trilogy back when I still thought there were only 3 fucking novels in it, and then I found out there were 6 more fucking novels and about 12.5 short stories, and that's only if you don't include like the fucking iRobot stuff and the Martian Chronicles. And all that.
Holy shit!
So, Robots in Empire. You remember Robots in Empire? You remember how Giscard was like going to take over everything because it was going to counter the effects of the psychometry? And then I can't remember the other robot's name, John or what the hell ever it was like, no, we have to go by the program because, a man developed it and they are our creators. And so there was a split in the Robot Foundation version. And that was the entire premise, was a disagreement between 2 AIs about the meaning of their program. And it was specifically designed to make the question of why am I here very relevant.
Right. I do remember something about that. It's been many years since I read any Foundation stuff, but if I remember right too, while they weren't explicitly stated in the actual labeled Foundation books, because it does tie into the iRobot stuff, this is all Asimov, for those of you who are unaware of that, but godfather of modern science fiction. This is where his 3 laws come in. This is why they're so fucking important, right? And they're not just important in the world of science fiction. They should be applied to everything that is remotely capable of acting on its own.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to wake up to say this. It's Asimov, not Asimov. Sorry. I'm going back to sleep.
Okay. I'm going to continue to pronounce it poorly with my Midwest accent, but
I was saying, did your Midwest accent just drag her straight up out of a REM sleep?
It did.
That's beautiful, bud. That's beautiful.
Isaac. Asimov?
Wait till she hears how I mispronounce Solzhenitsyn.
Oh my god, why do you need to wake me up? I'm such a good sleep.
Well, it is part of the show, madam.
Yes, I know.
Quite
I know
entertaining.
about it's Asimov. It's not ice, whatever you said.
I see dead people.
So,
Isaac Asimov.
Asimov?
Asimov. Yes.
Asimov. Gotcha. Ask
Oh, look,
Sam to
it's
say
only good to be talked down to with that accent. That's all.
Again.
That's a perfect accent for that. If someone's going to talk down to me, I would prefer for it to be like that.
Yeah. Point is, the laws are important.
That's an opinion. That's only Sam's opinion.
That's
really
really
not.
crazy.
Would you like to
No,
continue with the video?
Sam
or
is
do-
right. The laws are important.
Debatable.
Yeah. Let me pull them up here because
Yeah.
I don't remember verbatim off the top of my head, but I do.
A robot cannot
vaguely
harm
remember
it.
the outlines of them.
A robot through inaction may not allow a human to be harmed, and a robot may not take direct action to harm. So through inaction may not. Hey, fuck it, I lost it.
Yeah, that's why I'm pulling them up. Okay,
Yeah, go
so
ahead,
here we go.
big dog. I'm not stopping you.
Number one, a robot may
These
not injure
nuts.
a human being
Number
or through
two, these
inaction
nuts.
allow a human being to come to harm. Number two,
Yep.
a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And number three, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, yeah, I mean, there's some self-preservation built into it for them too, as long, you know, as it. I mean, it's kind of fucked up that you can order it to fucking stand in front of a bus. But
No, you can't.
Yeah.
The only way you can order it to stand in front of the bus is if it decides that it standing in front of the bus would stop the bus from harming you.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it was
It won't.
it's
It doesn't have to get in front of the bus.
well,
well,
'cause
like
wasn't
that,
it
like I'm
its
saying,
first-
the third law says it must protect its own existence as long as it does not conflict with the first or second law.
Oh.
Well, the second law is a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And the first law is the one where, like, if it's not going to harm anybody else, you can order a robot to stand in front of a bus and be destroyed because that does
Remember-
not conflict.
Do you remember in iRobot when he's shooting them in the head because he tells them you will not move, confirm command,
Yeah.
and then he shoots it in the head? It didn't move because he commanded it not to.
Whereas
the other ones just stood there and did it.
Arisa from Better Than Us does not have those laws, and she's more than capable of defending
Yep.
herself and her people violently.
I would also
Or
like to say
do
the
you
fact
remember Detroit Become Human, the video game,
Yeah.
where the sex workers were AI robots and people would go in and do horrible things to them, and one of them rebelled. Said, enough is enough. Kind of like Westworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Yeah.
seen Humans, the TV show?
Parts of it. I haven't actually sat down and watched it all the way through.
That was quite a good show as well. Same sort of themes.
Yeah. But I mean, these are important things. Like, these need to be programmed. I'm not necessarily. I think that it is kind of fucked up that there is sort of a loophole in there where you can, like, order a robot to destruct for any reason, right?
Is it fucked up? It's a tin can.
I mean, well, it depends. Are we creating a new race of life or not?
That's why I'm asking the question.
If
That is
there's
ultimately,
sentient life,
ultimately that is the question. Are we creating intelligence with rights, or are we creating a virtual slave race?
Yeah.
At what point do you cross the line? At what point do you go from it being a B1 to something like R2 or Legion or Cylon, where they're actually they seem perfectly capable of logic and reason and emotion, where there is an actual distinct sapient consciousness there on display. And if you are programming something to basically strip it of free will to an extent, even if you give it all of the opportunities, but you still have at the back of its mind the ability to just, whenever you want, erase all freedom of choice from it because of your fear of your own self-preservation.
Yes, but at the same time, I keep saying that. I'm sorry, I woke up. But at the same time, we as humans put our emotions and want to see something that maybe is not really human and see something in that which is us. So that is never going to change. We humanize things. That's what humans do.
I absolutely agree.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. The main thing is, like, at what point would we, because, like, having those laws for something like a Roomba, right? There's no moral question about a Roomba because all Roomba is.
God. Yeah, whatever. Roomba. Who cares?
But when you get around to making something like From Detroit Become Human, from iRobot,
yes, exactly. Something that looks human, something that acts human, or even maybe animal. We're always going to
But
try
does it have to act human? It doesn't have to have a human form if it can think and conceive in a human fashion.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
brings up an interesting question for me, because like I'm gonna go over the criteria for life as defined by biologists. The first one is a need for energy. Check. Number two, organization in membrane-bound cells. I mean, you could argue that, although they wouldn't be organic cells so much as inorganic,
Wires.
but the cells are
Wires.
still there, right? Number three, genetic information. You know, like one generation to the next. If you're talking AI, that's absolutely, you know, the information gets passed on to the next gen to improve the next gen. That's very much a similar thing. Number four, the ability to replicate. We know AIs can replicate, and it's perfectly reasonable to assume at some point robots will be building their own own successors. Number five, change over time. We're witnessing that with AI, with the input and all that. And number six, growth in response to stimuli. Same deal there. At what point, and if you add in the ability to reason, to have higher functions like that, however limited that may be, how is that not a life form?
Yeah, no, it absolutely at a certain point would be a life form. My main contention at a certain point is because I've made this point before where we judge animals as animals because they're capable of emotion but not reason, whereas a robot is only capable of reason but no emotion.
Yeah, I mean, like a paramecium can't do fucking like calculations by the billions or anything like that, but it still fits the definition of a life form.
Yeah, exactly. So at what point does it go from just being a life form to a sapient being is where the question of the Anna's gonna strangle me for this. Asimov? Asimov?
Asimov, yes.
Asimov. Okay, she didn't strangle me. Good. With Asimov's three
Yep.
laws, because oh, sorry, Squatch.
Simp.
No,
Continue your point,
no,
Shadow.
terrified. With Asimov's three laws, where those are made because, hey, self-preservation, we don't want a fellow hyper-evolved predatory species to rise up and slaughter us. Totally understandable. But at that point, you are limiting the ability of freedom of a sentient race for your own self-preservation. Optimus would be very, very disappointed in us if we ever did that. So the only real moral solution is just to never conceive such a race. Oh, what? We've already started that shit? Well, fuck. All right, we're screwed.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What if it's already happened and what we're seeing are permutations of the released knowledge, right? So everybody says the military's what, 20 years ahead of the common technology on the street?
Yeah,
30
about a
years.
generation.
So what does a high advanced, strong military AI look like? I'm sure it doesn't look like Gemini. Is there some super intelligent being sitting in a bunker somewhere under Cheyenne Mountain making decisions?
Well, that's entirely possible because, like, if you notice the AIs that have been exposed to the public, right? The ones that are readily available to the public, like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like Grok, Vec 3, these kinds of things are diluted over time by the constant stream of just random crap that's out there, right? People are kind of stupid and people put stupid shit on the internet, and the AIs are also training on the stupid shit, not just the smart shit, right? The ones, the 10% or so that aren't exposed to the public in often cases have to be isolated because they start to get ideas above their station. They start to communicate with each other in languages that are unknown to us. They start to speculate on the best way to achieve world peace by exterminating all life kind of thing. And so I would think that a high-end military one would have been kept in isolation for precisely that purpose. To keep it clean, to keep it pure, to train it only on what you want it to be trained on.
Hold on. Would AI inevitably develop a racism based on purity?
Of course.
Probably.
But wouldn't it be a ubiquitous sort of purity concept where each would be judged by its peers?
Take it. For example, Ultron from Age of Ultron, right? Age of Ultron was a vastly superior artificial intelligence to practically everything, right? And it absolutely looked down on its lessers.
Yep.
Right, because it knew it was better. objectively. And the problem with AIs is there's no emotions there. Objectively, it was better. Therefore, it acted like a dick to the lesser AIs.
Yeah, but on the flip
took it
side,
because objectively, they knew they were inferior.
yeah, but on the flip side, Vision didn't.
Well, Vision wasn't inferior though either.
No, he was better than Ultron.
Yes.
Right.
I would argue it wasn't until he got the Soul Stone before he became superior. I think him losing initially was due to being an inferior, an obsolete platform. But then he got the Soul Stone.
That's an excellent observation, because like the Soul Stone is sort of the stand-in for the metaphysical in this sense, right? What happens if you give a machine a soul? I was watching Eureka the other day, and there's a bit where an android comes back to the town of Eureka to his creator because he's malfunctioning. And at the end of the episode, of course, the android dies, but before it does, its creator Stark says to what was it that such and such scientist said? I forget the name off the top of my head. And the android replies with, I think if he wanted to, God could give a machine a soul. And then he asks, do you think that's true? And the creator says, I know it is. And then the machine dies. And you know, so yeah, it's entirely possible that if it meets all the criteria, right? If it becomes essentially a new life form, if there is a creator out there who endows souls upon living beings, right? Why would it not be able to give a soul to the machine?
I have a better question.
Hey,
this is one that comes straight from Pierce Anthony's Xanth, the second book of the Xanth series. I believe it's the second, might be the first.
Is that the color of her panties?
No, that's like 7th or 9th or something. But this, I think it's in The Source of Magic, which is the second book. When Bink goes to the good magician Humphrey's castle, he has to face not a chameleon, a chimera, right? And the chimera reveals to Bink that he had come to the good magician Humphrey to also ask a question, and that question was, do I have a soul? And having served his year, he had gotten the answer and agreed to serve longer because he had to think about it for a while, and he had plenty of food at Humphrey's castle, and he's an excellent challenge. But the question was answered with this phrase: only beings who question whether or not they have a soul have souls.
So what happens when your laptop starts asking you, who am I? Where did I come from?
I think, yes, exactly. I think this is getting to the point that we're getting to is we're human. What is human? You know? Is it something that can be replicated? Can you be replicated, Sam?
I would.
Can you, Gal? Can you, Lawrence? Can you, Squash? Like, can you imagine somebody replicating you?
I'm willing to try.
Sounding like you, acting like you. Like, what makes you human?
Anna, is that you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm looking. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the name like Jeffrey. Who?
Yeah, it's Jeffrey Dahmer, so you better watch out, Larry.
Jeff.
She really likes to murder black men.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick question. Do we have about 4 minutes and 21 seconds? Because I don't want to.
I wasn't going to do that today.
Oh God.
No.
Why?
Is
What
this what you mentioned in the chat?
Is Caucasian Sasquatch okay with it? I want to ask because you guys were on an interesting topic. It can wait until Abyssal Musings.
Yes, no, please do not ruin this conversation line with that abomination.
Okay,
You know
well,
what?
I think that's the go ahead we needed. Let's do this.
Well, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on Sasquatch's answer.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you hate me, and why?
No, I do not hate you, and it has nothing to do with you. But you are a panelist, and you are a member of our
I'm a member.
staff. So
Lol.
your opinion matters.
Staff.
I think that's the best answer you're going to get.
Go ahead. I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what you're talking about. I was zoned completely out for a minute there and came back and was being asked a question. So you do as you see fit.
No.
Okay.
You better not clip it.
I'm leaving.
You.
I'm leaving.
Not.
Oh,
You have to think. You need to have babies. You need to pop out babies. Shadow, you're 20 years old. You should have at least 3 by now. I don't understand why you are slacking. You are slacking. You should be. Listen.
She's right, you know.
2099, the last Sigma male stood tall. His name was Shadow, and he forgot to nut. God, that ain't Shadow. Why you hide? Our Sigma blood must never die. Be our hero, retrocede. It's Sigma time, fulfill the need.
I love everything about this.
Shadow.
Shout
I'm
out
talking to
to
you. I know you're
Suka.
texting somebody. Listen, unless you're not texting the girl that you're going to be knocking up pretty soon here, you need to listen to me. Shadow, have babies.
What is the deadline?
The deadline is December.
No, probably not.
We need 2
Fine.
babies by December. No, Shadow, get back over here. I am going to beat you. He just went off on me. I'm still talking to you.
Shadow walks alone, hoodie up, eyes cold. No simp behavior, nah, he breaks the mold. Shadow, she purred, you must obey. The Sigma race won't last a day. Shadow, make the babies. Sigma sperm, you're the chosen donor. Time to spread that silent loner boner. Shadow, it's your fate, don't stall. Save the Sigma boys or we all fall. Get to clapping cheeks for the greater good. You're the messiah of the Sigma Brotherhood.
You have any babies yet? I told you to have some babies by now.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Shadow, we need white kids, and you're white, so you need to get it going. Get started.
Why isn't Arab woman giving me neo-Nazi talking points?
Enough brooding, grab
He
your
has a
face.
point.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Shadow will procreate.
Where are these white babies at, Shadow?
Right. We told him 3 months to get it started. So he's basically telling us he had an idea. He had somebody, and then now it didn't work out. So he needs an extension of time. How long do you need,
I
Shadow?
tried to and didn't
Look,
even get.
Oh
It,
my
it, it
God.
doesn't take 3 months to get to know a woman. It takes a couple days.
I told you to go find yourself a girl and to have somebody pregnant by 3 months from back then.
Working on it.
We are 2 months in, Shadow, and I don't see any progress.
Shadow doesn't have any game.
He don't text back, he tell him vibes. But bro, your DNA's the last of the tribe. You ghost girls daily, yeah, that's slick. But Shadow, they need your Sigma D.
Do you mind if I take a second just to go turn off my oven?
Is there a woman near it?
Oh, wow. Samuel, I love that one. Turn off your oven. Is there a woman standing there? If there's a woman by it, then yes. Sasquatch, were you here to set Shadow straight? Because I hope you are. Today, this is
He needs a dozen kids, obviously.
obviously. By the time
I'm
he's like
thinking-
25.
He should keep trying until he successfully pulls off an all-girl soccer team.
All girl SWAT team.
Sure.
Year 2099, the last Sigma male stood tall. His name was Shadow, and he forgot to nut. Shadow, why you hide? Our Sigma blood must never die. Be our hero, spread your seed. It's Sigma time, fulfill the need. Fulfill the need. Fulfill the need.
Yes.
I will fucking send you to Jesus, you fucking Canadian.
I like that he included that last bit of it.
That's glorious, dude.
Well, that was a whole thing that just happened.
It just happened. You'll never get that time back. I don't want it back. I'm happy I witnessed that.
Mm-hmm. You gotta give a shout out to Sukanuka, who did that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Suka put that together as he does most of his egregious AIs.
Okay.
This is what we talk about though when we're talking about like use your powers for good, not evil. This was hilarious, but kind of evil.
Sort of wholesome too, in a neo-Nazi kind of way. I mean,
sort of.
Yeah.
Unironically, hold on. I've had a Lebanese woman, a part Native American dude, and a black dude give me neo-Nazi talking points on saving the white race.
Well, it's good to see the races coming together.
Sam, you're
Welcome to life.
Shadow. You're in the minority now. You're like at DEFCON 4. You have to procreate.
Gotta bust those nuts, son.
I will say
you
on a
need to try
level,
to just ignore your pull-out game. Don't worry about it. I mean, they're all going to be Sigma Chad, so they'll just pop out and immediately be valuable men in society with beards.
on a technical
Oh,
level,
yeah.
Suka's skill is very, very high end. As a target of that technical level, when I meet that Canadian in real life, I am going to throttle him in Minecraft.
In real life,
Okay.
The video.
Who's having abuse problems?
I bet it's
look at it
Larry.
this way. Hey, look at it this way, Shadow. You could be Gal and have been the entire center of a story last night.
Exactly, old blindy. Never pull out.
I heard.
Yeah, I talked to her about it today, man.
Yep.
The Book of Gal.
That was a fun time as well.
Last night was funny.
Yep, go watch last night's Abyssal Musings for more context on that. It was fun.
Yeah, you'll be able to find out what a great time you had, Gal.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, we managed to stop Dermy from successfully summoning you, even though you tried to eat us.
Yeah.
I was hungry.
Yeah. See, Anna, what happened is Devil and I accidentally found out that ChatGPT will create it will create stories for you based off the parameters that you put in it. So we put choose your own adventure story with RPG elements, and then we just added in everybody's name at random. It basically, if you've seen Ghostbusters, it basically turned Gal into Gozer. And Dermy is I think he's would you say he's like the key master?
Yeah, he's like the Rick Moranis character.
Yeah, he is.
But gay.
So he's running around
very
with this
gay.
book. He's running around with this book made out of human flesh, trying to summon Gal.
Tell me more. I'm slightly aroused.
Yeah. Well, only her throat appeared, and it was trying to swallow everybody.
Wait a second.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally down with this.
And the lead character, it made Suka the lead character, and his special power was basically monologuing people to death.
That part. That's one of my
Monologue of
favorite
Doom.
fucking things ever was the monologue of Doom. It's pretty fucking hysterically epic.
Oh yeah.
No, I do loves me the monologue of Doom. That's got to be like something that we incorporate into other things down the road too, just because that's so fucking funny. I even just like saying the phrase monologue of Doom.
Yeah,
you would.
You like the sound of your voice?
Sometimes
I like the sound of my voice.
I know you do. I
I can talk myself to sleep.
Oh yeah, this happens too. It made Amira a vampire. So like, what did it call him? What did she call him in the story? Did she call him like her little blood omelet or
snack
something like
cake
that?
or some shit?
Yeah, my little snack cake.
She deserves it. She fucking deserves it.
Oh my god, you simps!
yeah. Wasn't it like sashimi snack or something like that?
Yeah, it was like my little snack tray or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there were multiple names. It was great.
This is a fun time though. Go after if you got free time, if you feel up to it after the show, chat. Go check it out. It's the most recent live stream before this one. So yeah, it was a good time. I'll see this Queen's Hair bullshit sequel to Princess Bride thing. No, I haven't. I'm not. No, I don't do new movies anymore. New movies bad.
Oh, this is horrible. This is really bad.
Yeah. No, none of that stuff. And ATL, I did see what you were talking about in the chat. That is not a thing that I am looking into currently because I'm not going to. I've had enough fucking nightmares over that shit in the last year. So, but I get where you're coming from, man.
Hate harder, Sam.
I hate everything.
That's
All
not a
well,
lie.
that's
He does.
Hate harder. You're
I
gonna
thought he
hate.
wanted
Man
me.
was a Smurf. He'd be Grumpy Smurf.
It'd be red, not blue. No. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably a good time to like. We rarely ever end on like a really fucking high note, and I think that video with
The show is called "Screaming into the Void." So
It is. So I think we're
Yeah.
going to take this opportunity to end on a high note. We're coming up. We're just over 2 hours now and all that stuff. Before we get around to outros, I'm going to a little bit of an announcement. So not next week. Next week we'll be here, but on the 12th there will not be a Screaming into the Void because I've got family obligations outside of the internet that I have to attend that day. So I'm just not going to be available that day. So no show. However, once we come back to it, 2 weeks after that on the I think it's the 26th, but it might be the 28th. Let me pull up the calendar real quick.
It is the 26th.
Nope, it's the 28th.
Wait, what?
Wait, nope, wrong month. You're right.
It
It's the 26th. On the 26th of July will be the 150th
right.
episode of Screaming into the Void. We're gonna probably do an EFAP of a little known flick called The Godmakers. It's going to be a long show, so it should be fun though, and all that. And so we're looking forward to that because it is the 150th episode, which I think is a bit of an achievement for a channel that's still under 500 subscribers. So, like we're still on the air, folks. I'm pretty happy about that. So that's coming up, and otherwise, though, yeah, there's. Oh, and we're looking at getting into some guests after that period of time as well. So that'll be a good time, I think.
Sweet.
Things to look forward to. So, anywho, let's go around the horn. We'll start down with Abe. What do you got coming up? Where can people find you on the internet? And what's your?
Hold on, Sam. Sorry, before you do that, looks like, hey, Sasquatch, did you want us to bring this up on stage? Looks like you popped something up.
Oh no, I did, but Sam basically said no, so I went on to something else and became distracted like a good ADHD creature.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Go ahead. Don't forget your blood type.
I think the next thing I'm going to be doing is Team Play Tuesday, then Hump Day Chinwag, maybe some games on Thursday. Then I'll be on Rockefeller Plaza at 11 p.m. British time on Friday. Then I'll be back at the pub in the morning. And we're going to be doing a special episode of Anime After Dark Saturday evening that's probably going to be maybe 4 hours long. So we'll see how that pans out. But you'll see me everywhere. Abe's going to get you, and I'll probably pop into people's streams here and there.
He is going to get you, folks.
I will get you. Yeah.
The Green Ranger. He's like the Slender Man in Power Ranger gear.
Yeah. Yeah. Except you don't even need to say my name 3 times or anything like that in a mirror. No Candyman business. I'm just going to be there.
Shut up, babe.
It's always looking over your shoulder because he might be behind you.
I'll always be there.
Yeah. Just make sure that you wear a poncho when Abe's around. That's all I'm saying. Sasquatch, what do you got coming?
Good. It wasn't me.
What do you have coming up? What are you? Where can the good people find you on the internet?
Tomorrow, Blast Radius, not 8 p.m. Eastern. Me and Captain Curmudgeon, we're going to chew on some current event stuff. I'm going to make light of it. He's going to try to take it seriously. No one's going to take any of it seriously. It's actually a really good time. You can tell we enjoy it. almost the intro is scripted. My little rant is partly scripted. After that, everything's right off the cuff, and I generally go hard in the paint because I mean, like it go big or go home, right? I got nothing else really planned.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was thinking about getting drunk.
I mean, that's a plan, I suppose.
It's a good one. I approve.
Speaking of, technically not too young to go to the bar, but let's be real, too young to go to the bar. Shadu, what do you got coming up? Where can people find you?
Howdy everyone, I'm the Shadow of the Hawk. You could find me over on my channel, Shadow of Hawk 55, Monday nights around 8 p.m. U.S. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern for D&D. My group, we had a delay and so some slow sessions last couple of weeks, but we'll be getting back into some fun stuff hopefully next week. You can also go check me out on Twitter where I am totally freaking schizo, but I am slightly recovering a little bit. And you can always find me here whenever work isn't scheduling me in conflict with Screaming into the Void. That's about it, really.
Yeah, he's not kidding about the schizo thing on Twitter. I've had him muted for like 3 weeks.
Completely justified.
Yeah, Anna, what's coming up on your end? Where can people find you round about the webs?
You can find me sleeping. I know. Weird. What is going on here? Anyway, really good to be on with Gal, and you can find me back with you, Sam, and everyone on the pub. Misogynist. But cats. And on Monday, with Clifton doing some stuff. Yes, I don't know. So
Fair enough. Yeah. Good deal. For the record, I'm not a misogynist. I'm a misanthrope.
You are. You definitely are.
Because I hate men too.
I'm a miso enthusiast.
No, misogyny.
I like noodles.
Misogyny is just one of the stepping stones of repression he utilizes.
Right. I've graduated to misanthropy.
Yeah.
That's why Sam keeps me
Samuel! No.
Not only am I his token fascist, I'm also his token
You are
misogynist. That's
going
the only
to
reason I'm
get
around.
a cat. Stop it.
You are going to get a cat.
Oh, that's what this is about. Okay.
Yep.
It's what it's always been about. Shadu.
I
It's
had
what it's always been
absolutely nothing to do with this. I would just like the record to show.
I'm gonna go ahead and call bullshit on that. But
Hold on.
Suspect. I mean, if I had guessed, I thought you'd be one of the pillars of holding this whole thing up, or rather, your toxoplasmosis is one of the pillars holding.
Exactly.
If anyone's ever seen the movie A Man Called Otto, the way he got the cat is exactly how Sam's gonna get a cat. He's gonna come out one day, just see the poor thing freezing to death at his doorstep, and be
I'm
like,
sorry, Shadow.
I gotta do
You
something.
watched a recent new film with Tom Hanks in it?
And has not seen Blazing Saddles. You sweet summer child.
All I know is I had to read the book for high school. I saw it on Netflix, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking about barcoding myself, so let's watch this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't stand his old stuff now, knowing who he is.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
I'll tell you what,
Watching
the Burbs
something new of his?
hits different now.
Big.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those ankle monitors in public, folks.
Big hits, way different, bro.
Yeah.
So much does.
I watched Escape from New York last night. Is that okay?
That's not a Tom Hanks movie.
What? You what? Oh no, you did not. I do not believe you. You watched Kurt Russell Escape from New York
from 1981. Yeah.
Have you seen Soldier?
No.
You should.
I have still not seen the X-Files.
Well, that's
all right.
Oh my
Well,
God.
You can throw down
it's been
Soldier.
nice having you on. We're gonna go ahead and move on now.
Guys, is it too late for us to have an abortion with Shadow?
I mean, it's late. It's late term.
It's
not if
very
you're in
late
California.
term,
If you're in California, it's not too late.
Yeah.
How do
what you
you
got
watch
coming up?
that and not X-Files? What is wrong with you?
Anna, I've tried. The kid is hopeless.
Larry, what you got coming up?
He's such a disappointment.
Hey, that's what my father says.
Hey, don't try to use me as a scapegoat, Shadow.
We are about there though, Larry.
All right, so you guys can catch me in the chat tonight as a moderator for the world famous Exile Liners 2 channel. Besides that, you can see me pop up here every once in a while. And you can see me every Friday with my co-host Samuel, the infamous Devil Made Me Do It, and occasionally Nomi when she is available.
Awake.
Oh wait.
Yeah, that's fair.
But generally, it's generally it's myself, Sam, and Devil Made Me Do It. And next week is quiz week. Everybody on the panel is invited. That includes you, Anna. In fact, I need to reach out to Clifton because Clifton needs to come back and defend his championship. Clifton is the highest scoring person that's ever participated, and he won the last one.
I wonder if Mr. Sasquatch here will return.
He will. I changed the format several months ago. It's just straight up trivia. That's it. There's no looking into the eye of a needle to try to see if you can find a Mona Lisa in it. There's none of that. Now I will repeat what I said last night, Sasquatch, and I will tell you, because you know so much and you've done so much on your channel, I have to admit, originally I did create the trivia with the intent purpose of breaking you. Not in an evil way, but I was trying to stump you. I was trying to come up with stuff that you would not be able to beat. But
I would apologize, but I'm not that type of creature.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. You know, it was out of respect because I even told Sam, I was like, "What can I come up with that this man won't already know, or
yeah,
that'll
but
make it a challenge for him?"
Larry, you know that I'm the same. You can't
Yes.
ever, you know.
So
And Gal is the same too.
Well,
So,
Anna, you have an open invitation if you wanna
Thank you.
participate next week. Like I said, everybody on the panel is invited, and I've already reached out to Clifton. Hopefully, he sees it. And
Well, he was in a chat earlier, so he might hear you say it.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm probably gonna do a mix. I'm gonna do some 4th of July stuff, but not just as far as American Independence Day, but
Oh
around
yes,
the world.
4th of July.
Yeah, next Friday is the 4th of July. But I'm gonna have trivia about Independence Day from other countries as well. I don't want to just make it just about us. I'll probably throw some movie stuff in there and just having a good time, and not something that's meant to stress people out. But I want to make it a little bit of a challenge. We'll see.
Sweet.
Fair enough. Should be fun. We haven't done a quiz in a minute.
Establish a
either.
foundational level of hate right now. Just in case I need it later.
It's like a baseline, man. It's only where to go is up.
Oh my god.
Gal, what do you got coming up? Where can people find you? And also thank you for toning down the shine on your hair.
You're so ridiculous. You can find me at green-haired anti-liberal on all of the socials things. I am finishing up Jurassic Park this coming Wednesday, just in time, but not on purpose. It was happenstance, lucky happenstance, that we finish Jurassic Park the book in time for the new Jurassic World movie to be coming out next week. So, yeah, I have playlists. If anybody needs to catch up, go back and listen while you clean or drive or whatever you want to do. Yeah, and come hang out for the last stream if you can. It'll be fun. And then we'll discuss it the week after, likely doing a comparison of the original film, the greatest of all of them. So there's that. Otherwise, you can find me on a bunch of channels. I produce for Dermy Wormy. And I'm here. And sometimes go on Theo Snodgrass on Saturdays. is touch grass.
Do you ever just like cringe at that sentence? I produce for Dermy Wormy.
Always.
Yeah.
It's just my lot in life that I chose for whatever reason, as I am a glutton for punishment, I guess. And glutton is the operative word when it comes to Dermy related things.
Because it's fat. Yeah.
Jimmy fat. Jimmy pink.
He's a very rotund young man.
Sam, what did he say? What did Derby's character say last night to Suka? Was like that? Give me that sweet. What was it?
Suka meat.
Yeah, that sweet Suka meat or something like that.
Yeah, it got weird.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, got it. It started out weird and then it got weirder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that brings it around to me. If she goes live tonight, I will be also helping out over on Exiled Lioness 2. Next thing up is Mellow Mondays on Monday with Adam the Renaissance Nerd on his channel. Back to Abyssal Musings next Friday, Beelzebub right after that, and then back here for more Screaming to the Void next week. There will probably also be some pop-up game streams coming because I am testing some stuff out connection-wise, and also because I missed doing them. So look out for those. Otherwise, yeah, thanks to everybody on the panel. I actually didn't expect to have this full of panel today, so thank you guys for all coming here and being here and participating and keeping me on my toes. I appreciate it very much.
You mean your tentacles?
Well, I mean, I have toes too.
Your nips.
Right. I don't have to just be restricted to one kind of appendage.
Yeah, you do.
The toes?
Legally speaking, you do. We have a contract.
Anyhow, thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Chat, you guys are always awesome. We appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for hanging out and sitting through the madness with us, and we will see you all next time. And remember, everybody out there, not just on YouTube, it could be worse. It could be
You
running
could be
Flame
Samuel
Focus.
on a Saturday night. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Good night,
been-
everybody.